what point during the Christmas season this episode will actually be out, but it's Christmas.
Yeah.
So
to be fair, in my house it's Christmas since November the 1st. We started putting decorations up on. Yeah.
I know, I saw them outside in the garden.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm getting ready to get my stuff out. Sorry, for those listening, we're recording this early November.
Yeah. Although it could be any point during the year for us.
Yeah,
Christmas,
yeah. And we have a guest.
We do.
We've brought Jess in, who we've mentioned quite a few times in previous episodes, and we had her to be a guest on an up-and-coming episode that will be out in 2025, but she's here and we're keeping her for a little bit longer, so we're going to do a special episode about Christmas at the Disney Store. Yes. Welcome, Jess!
Hello! Happy Christmas!
So, we're on a bit of a timer.
Yeah, pizza's ordered.
Literally just ordered pizza. So, when the doorbell rings, that's our timer.
Yeah, so it'll just be a short episode.
Yeah.
We're just going to reminisce and remember those happy times serving guests during Christmas.
To be fair, I think I was in the back room for the whole of the first Christmas. I think I may have served one guest.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't allowed on the till for a little while. So, it's not allowed near them.
So you were a Christmas temp, which
I
we've mentioned
was.
before. I was a Christmas temp. But Jess, you...
I was hired as permanent staff straight away in a slightly strange interview that turned into so I had my interview and then they literally asked me to come back that same day, an hour later, and offered me the job and sorted out my uniform then and there. And then I went away for 2 weeks and then I started the same day as you, Jamie.
Really?
I did, yeah.
Oh my god! I never knew that.
Yeah, but I don't know why I didn't go the Christmas temp route. I don't know if they just felt like I had a lot of experience because I'd worked in a lot of toy shops in retail for years before that. I worked in Big W, which was a Woolworths when that still existed, for a long time in the toy department. So maybe they just wanted to fast track me to permanent staff. But yeah, I was very lucky.
You just went in at the right time.
Yeah.
Wow, I never knew that. I thought you started like a couple of months before me.
No, I definitely remember talking to you on that first initial sort of induction day that we had. I was very shy. You probably don't remember talking to me because I didn't really speak to anyone at all. Apart from the guests, I think I was quite a quiet person at first. Yeah.
So, because we had the denim shirt then, didn't we?
We did, yes.
Stephen, you
Long
didn't have the
sleeve.
denim shirt.
No, I didn't. I had the red one, which I still have.
Oh dear!
Yeah, I got two.
Have you still got the black long sleeve top?
Oh, I wear them. They're so warm.
Oh my god!
They have travelled the world with me. I actually wore them to Paris one time when we went for Christmas.
Okay.
And they were underneath my... I mean, I was having to wear layers. It was that year when we had like -10 degree weather, and that was here in the UK. It was even colder in France. And literally, I had the Mickey black layer. I had another...
Yeah, does it have a gold logo?
Yeah, that is.
Yes.
Gold.
Still in my wardrobe. Still fits.
Oh, wow.
They
Look
were
at you.
stretchy. They were stretchy. No, I had extra large ones. Not extra, like the size. I mean, they were big for me at the time.
Well, I do remember the red shirt was very short. Now I'm tall. I'm 6'1" for the listeners. And the red shirt would kind of come to just the very top of my hips. So I would have to have an extra large black long sleeve shirt just to have some modesty when I was on the shop floor in front of the guests. But I do remember them being very short shirts.
I wish I'd been a bit more, because like obviously the women's shirts were different shape to the men's.
Yeah.
But obviously now I would have ordered the men's.
Yeah.
To get a bigger fit, like rather than it fitted, I would have wanted the square.
You see, it was the trousers for me. They just didn't do trousers in my size. I wore my own. I had the Disney trousers. I was given a pair, I had at the time 28-inch waist, just to put that out there. And yes, those long gone days. And I was given a size, and they were just way too big for me. I looked like Aladdin.
Yeah.
So what I did was bought my own, and because I had the long black, it covered where the Disney label was at the top.
Yeah.
So I got away with it. Ironically, I think I'd fit in those trousers now.
It's a shame because, see, looking back, they were so strict on the uniform and how we were to look.
Yeah.
And yet, I know now, like, we would be wearing, like, the ears.
Yeah.
Christmas ears. We would definitely have more on our uniform that we would accessorise and make it our own.
Yeah.
And especially during Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Because we weren't even allowed to wrap, like, a bit of tinsel around you.
No.
It just had to be. I mean, I suppose the shirts were a bit Christmassy anyway, because they were red with gold writing on.
Yeah.
But not only the kind of Christmassy bit, we weren't allowed piercings or coloured hair.
No.
Makeup had to be natural looking, was what I was told once, because I am of the alternative persuasion that would like heavy eyeliner and coloured hair and piercings, so that all had to change every time I walked into the office to get changed for work. But yeah, I think it would be really different now to hide tattoos. Obviously I've got tattoos as well. But yeah, I think you could be a lot more personal, like personalise your look nowadays.
Yeah, I think definitely during the Christmas season, like, because I've even worn my Disney Christmas ears to my current job.
Yeah.
Like during Christmas time.
I've wore, because we have Christmas jumper days, so basically what I do is the week before Christmas I wear a different jumper every day.
Yeah.
Because I've got like 50 of them.
Yeah. So, Jess, when you like think of like Christmas at the Disney store, like what initially like comes to mind? Like, is it like a merch or is it like something we had to do?
For me personally, the first Christmas was a whirlwind because obviously I just started. It was exciting. I was trying to learn all about the new bits and bobs that were out. I would get excited about the Christmas launch, like the drops for the products and things. So I think we still did snow globes back then. I was always excited to see the big snow globes that were coming out and things, and the Christmas mugs and all of that stuff. I don't really remember the first year that much. The Christmas that I remember was the Christmas that I was very proudly asked to sit in an interview and be part of the reason why the other person on this podcast worked at the Disney store. I take full responsibility and blame for him getting hired. There's a little whisper in the manager's ear at the time that Stephen was great.
So this is the story that we touched upon.
Yeah.
I said, so basically during this interview, before we went in, we were asked to pick up a product and we were going to sell that during the interview. Now we never did that. That question never came up. And for the whole of this interview, which was about 20 minutes?
Yeah.
I had this Toy Story alien plush. Held it on my lap, face down. And because it was about 20 minutes, we'd not had to do anything with this alien. I, in my infinite wisdom, at a interview for the Disney store, decided to make a blowjob joke.
Oh my god. That was sold into you, Jess.
Yeah, I mean, it set him apart from everyone else. Stuck in my mind.
And I got it because we were asked for a character that we most relate to. A Disney character we most relate to. And to be honest with you, I was struggling with that answer. So, when it came to my turn, I basically lifted the head of the alien up and went, "Are you alright down there? Can you breathe?"
Yeah.
And then put it back when he's okay. And then carried on with explaining why I like Tigger. And how he's very misunderstood.
Yeah.
Gave a really good answer, I thought. And then left the interview. I mean, there were other people in that interview who just gave I thought gave better answers and was more suited to Disney. I never thought at the time that I was ever suited to Disney. When that interview and people were like, oh yes, I believe, Tinkerbell because of blah. And there I was, getting head from an alien. I just didn't think that I'd got the job. But I got a call and was asked to come in, and I had a meeting with the manager, because I was manager of another shop at that point, coming in as a Christmas temp. And it was purely because I wanted to leave this other job, but I wanted to leave it very, very quick. I just wanted to get out of that job. And the Disney store kind of offered me something completely different. And the manager was very much, how do I know you are not going to take my job? And at that point, they want it. I was like, yes, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I didn't really get why I was being interrogated. And it was an interrogation. I was in that back room.
Yeah.
And it was just us two. And I was told, right.
Yeah.
And then I was told, you've got the job.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
it was like a test, I think, but yeah.
Yeah, I never really understood why I was thinking for that. And I thought maybe the blowjob joke had something to do with it. But I remember I actually so before I started at the Disney store, I remember you, Jess. You told me off for playing with the Tiggers. So there was these Tiggers with wind up. They had like
the bouncy feet one.
It was a tail, and the tail would turn them over, and then there was a giggling Tigger that would like.
Oh yeah.
And whatnot, and they were just magic. And I remember actually I was playing with the twirly tail one. I was like thinking, and you came over and you was like, look. You can't really stand there and play with them, but if you are going to play, that one does something a lot better.
Yeah.
And it was the giggly, shaky one. And that was only a few months before I lost a tooth in the Disney store.
God.
So I have a little gap tooth at the front, and that's because my friend's son at the time, a baby drops a dummy on the floor, you've been told that you should put it in your mouth to kind of clean it.
Yeah.
Put it in there. So I did that. They grabbed the dummy, let go of it, smacked, cracked my tooth.
Oh.
Blood everywhere. It was brilliant. And someone gave me a tissue though.
Oh, okay.
That was nice. And then I gave my CV into you, Jamie.
I know, which I do not remember.
You were at the top of the ladder. It was so friendly.
She was probably busy.
She went, right, thanks. Okay, thanks. And then that was it. And you were my first shift as well.
Yes,
which was
I
Christmas
remember.
time.
Yeah,
it was October, which led into the Christmas period.
Yeah, and I remember you, because I didn't know you'd been hired.
No, yes.
That was it. I didn't know. And
I
then,
just turned up.
Yeah, you turned up. And I think it was one of those days where it was really short staffed anyway. And it was like, okay, I didn't know you were coming in, but could you please go and tidy the back stock room?
Yes.
You were the start of it.
Yes,
Started
I started
You
it.
know what? I remember now. You were really, really busy, and you left me in the back room for like half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But you were constantly being called out, and then you disappeared, and I was just sat in that back room, and there was another Christmas temp who was there that day, who you did know about, and they were on the shop floor, and then
Yeah, so I must have had to have done like their till training or something, and because I didn't know you were starting, I wasn't prepared to till train you as well. So it was like the easiest thing is I knew the stock room had to be sorted, so it was like, can you sort these teddies out, please?
Yeah.
and then you never let me leave because after the first 4 hours I would asked if I could stay on for another 4 hours and do the other side. So I spent a lot of time getting to know Lotso. So yeah, I was shoved one side of the stock room to the other side.
But you did a good job.
I loved that stock room.
Yeah.
I
It's tiny.
loved being in that stock room.
I still don't know how we got all that stock in there. When I think of the stock room I work in now, which is like massive.
I think one thing that they did right was because I was left in the stock room, there was one person in the stock room. So people didn't have to and because you lot was not letting me leave the store, I mean, I can't remember who I was saying to, whether it was you or whether it was to Luke the other day, because we were talking. I was literally doing 6 till 10. And
You wanted the money.
I think we had a long conversation.
It was you, yeah. I was doing 6 till 10, and then you'd go, can you do another 4 hours for us, which I would, and then I would finally get out the store, and by the time I'd got home, my mum would go, you had a phone call, they want you to go back. And I'd do the clothes as well. And
I think because you were one of the few, you know, because you weren't at uni, and, you know, you still...
Well, I'd left my other job
yeah,
at that
you
point,
needed
so
money.
I needed it,
Yeah,
and I needed
you
to...
needed money.
And I was happy
And
to be
I'm
there.
sorry, I took advantage.
Yeah.
I took advantage.
You were too flexible.
Yeah, you were willing to do... You didn't care. You didn't care that you'd already been in, like, in the morning. You were happy
honest,
to come back. You needed money.
It didn't bother me at the time, and I
Wouldn't be able to do that now.
No.
No, there's a few laws against that.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, because I was in the stockroom, and I'd get people come in and be like, I need a princess dress. So they wouldn't have to go and mess it up. I'd go grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
worked quite well.
I was halfway through something, and they'd be like, do you know if we've got any of these left? No, we don't.
Yeah.
But then later on, maybe
When
my
you
second year,
Got out of the stock
when
room.
they let me out,
Yeah.
I didn't think that the stockroom worked as well. There was a lot of breakages. I remember the mugs being a particular issue, where you would put a mug up on the thing and it would fall off the back and it would smash all over the floor. Now that never happened during my time. Because you weren't allowed near that section. No, so for me, Christmas is about the stockroom and hearing the Twice Upon Christmas song, the Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas song, and what's this?
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas, and the two Muppet songs.
I was going to say the Muppet one is the one I remember the most.
Yeah, well, more
sleep
sleep till
till
Christmas.
You have to do the voice.
Go on then.
No.
'Tis the season to be jolly and joyful.
'Tis
Ba-la-la.
the season to be jolly and joyous.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what reminds me of Christmas. I never got to see the products the first year, apart from being in the back. So a lot of things just went straight out on the stockroom, and I remember the snow globes, and I remember baubles.
Yeah.
Massive in those hexagonal boxes.
Yeah.
I remember those.
I always got the dated disc. I've got a few of the snow globes, and then they stopped putting the year on the snow globes, and then they stopped doing the discs.
Yeah.
So I think I've got up to 2013 or 2014, and then that's it of the discs.
See, I only got because I can't remember what the ornaments were, but the first year, was that the I Love Disney Mickey head?
The red one.
The red one.
Yeah.
So
I've got that one.
That, and then fireworks not.
Oh yeah.
No one fell over.
And then the second year, that was a Winnie the Pooh.
I don't
Was
remember
that the
Winnie the
first year.
Oh, was that there was the
In a
big
box?
white one, wasn't there? That was like a
No.
Mickey Mouse scene, and it was white and red. Do you remember that one? And it was literally about this big.
in a bauble.
That might have been the very
I
first
see,
year
I
you
didn't
hadn't
get that.
started.
I didn't get that.
And then I remember the Mickey in a snowball with a present.
Yes.
Like this.
Now, I wasn't actually there for that one, but I do own one.
Oh.
There was a friend who was...
Look over there.
Bear in mind, so I'd left at the end of September that year,
Yeah.
so I'd done the majority of the year. I deserved one. And I just left you before the busiest period of the year.
Yeah.
So that...
And the Disney store in Leicester was just amazing, and I remember going in as a child, and never at Christmas time. I don't really have those memories, but I definitely remember going in with my mum and just thinking it was amazing. And then to get to work there, it was literally like the best option for me, being as like Disney obsessed as I am. And yeah, I was very happy with my little 4-hour weekend shifts, which is what I did, because I was also doing a degree at De Montfort University at the time. It worked really well. And the only reason I moved on was to kind of follow my sort of new sort of dream of being a photographer, because that's kind of what I did at uni. But I think it is still one of the best jobs I've ever had. I don't know if you guys feel the same. It was hard work. I remember how long the queue, because unlike Stephen, I would never be in the stock room in the back ever. I would always be on the till, constantly, and I'd like to think that was because I was quite good on the till and I was good at talking to people and offering the go-withs.
Yeah, the talk-ups, I think it was because you always got good at selling the talk-ups.
Yeah, I think it would just be the way of saying, do you want a bag? Or would you like one of our reusable bags that's really lovely and it's got Mickey Mouse on it, or just something. And then obviously when we worked there, bags were then, you had to charge for carrier bags. Oh, yeah. So I remember that was a thing.
Before everywhere else.
Yeah.
I remember a manager. That does mean pizza.
It's Santa!
You'll have to pay another time. That's what the fireworks were about.
I know, I was like thinking, oh my god, it's like we've got our own Disney fireworks.
Yeah, in the background. So
we're going to eat and then we'll come back.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. So we're going to...
Well.
Yeah.
TTFN for now then.
I know, we'll literally be back.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah. Oh, that was yummy.
Oh, yeah. We've just travelled in time.
It's been like 45 minutes since the pizza arrived.
Put it this way.
And we've eaten it, so in our bellies.
It's been about 8 slices later each.
Who's got leftovers? I think we've all got our leftovers.
Yeah. I've got half a pizza.
Yeah, half.
Oh, I've only got 3 slices. Well, who is the pig?
Mr. Pig.
Yes! Right, Christmas at the Disney store. So, what fond memories do you have of Christmas time, Stephen?
I've just said mine. I was cooped up in the back room.
What about the next year?
Do you know what? I was shoved on till the year after.
To sell those talk-ups.
To sell those talk-ups, and I mean the Mickey and Minnie's I could shift.
Yeah.
But
I mean, even now on the Disney website, those Christmas Mickey and Minnie's always going on offer.
Oh yeah, I mean I've got this year's now.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, but they've just released. They're doing a Angel and Stitch.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of like the Stitch one, but
God, everywhere's going Stitch mad.
I'm sick of Stitch.
Oh, see them everywhere. Even Asda had them in.
Yeah, I was going to say Asda have got Stitch
Christmas
decorations.
And no, I mean in like the dishes.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Oh, like for those who love Stitch, I'm sorry, but yeah.
It feels like it's forced upon people.
And with the Angel as well, it's
yeah. The fact that they now sell in Paris Leroy as plush and as like on.
It's because he's so popular there.
Well, do you know what? They just need to get a life. Move on. It's been 20 years. The thing is, that film isn't brilliant. But even when we were at the Disney store, though,
we didn't get much Stitch.
No, but I felt that we were being forced certain things. Like, I mean, Christmas as well is. I always remember we would always get. I don't mind the Mickey and Friends characters because yes, and I like them as well and whatnot. But it's when it'd be the same Christmas ornaments. Winnie the Pooh. Without a doubt, everything would have just been Winnie the Pooh. Yeah. And it's like I don't want them.
I think as well, like especially when they actually have Christmas films that they could do merch on, like Muppets Christmas Carol.
The thing is, what really annoys me is they do not sell an Angelique from Beauty and the Beast and Enchanted Christmas.
Oh yes, you've said that to me. You say that to me every year.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I don't know why we don't have it as a tree topper.
It should be a tree topper.
Yeah.
It should at least be an ornament.
Yeah, Bob, if you're listening.
Well, he's my mate, not yours. Right?
Well, I want him to be my mate. Literally.
Well,
I don't care if he's old enough to be my grandfather.
You should shop in St.
Okay, so when you next bump into Bob?
I'll let him know. I've already told him. I think he's doing it now just to wind me up.
Yeah.
He's getting a reaction out of me. He's worried we might not have anything to talk about on the podcast. allows that decoration. They do a pin though of from Enchanted Christmas.
Oh, Forte?
Forte. No, Forte's the 5.
Maestro?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I have.
Mm.
Did I get you that as well?
I don't think so, because I haven't. You're gonna kill me, but I haven't seen Enchanted Christmas. It's going all over my head, your conversation right now, but I'm enjoying it.
You need to watch
Jess,
it, honestly.
That's got to be on your watch list this year.
I will.
Yeah.
It's good.
In fact, hang on a minute. We'll be back in about an hour and 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's not very long. It's just over an hour.
Yeah. And, yeah. So, yeah. So what did you think about that, Jess?
There you go, on your watch list.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, no, because it's got some good songs.
Well, the thing is, so that
And in America, they have that in their Christmas parade.
yeah, the As Long as There's Christmas is actually on my Christmas playlist.
Oh,
It's a good song. Although they do rhyme the word snow with snow.
Okay.
Bit of an issue. And it annoys me every time. Not as much as, and it used to annoy me at the Disney store. This is a memory I have.
Okay.
And do you know what? Kermit the Frog, I love the Muppets. But there's one line in the song.
One More Thing Till Christmas?
Yeah, that really gets to me. And it's, there's no such thing as strangers when a stranger says hello. And it's like, what were you thinking?
I mean, it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Not strangers if they said hello. All right, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see your point.
Stranger danger.
You know, I don't
There's
know.
still a stranger.
You might be editing this, but like, you know, there are some horrible people out there, and you've got Kermit the Frog going, oh, you know, there's no such thing as stranger when a stranger says hello. It's like, yes there is. Pretty much every stranger is a stranger. Like, yeah, so that used to annoy me. I mean, every time I heard it come on, I'd be like, "Rrrr."
I mean, the traditional merch we would get, you know, obviously, like we've mentioned earlier, the snow globe, little snow globes, not big ones, they were little ones.
Yeah, I remember the Nightmare Before Christmas.
And they were just like a tenner. I don't know how much they are now, but they were about £10 then.
So the last snow globe that I saw was 25.
Oh no!
But yeah, they were a tenner.
You got the dated.
Ornaments.
Yeah, we got the bauble,
Yeah.
the dated disc, the plush, because there was always 2 sets of plush.
Yes.
So there was the ones that went into the offer.
Yeah.
Spend £10 and you'll get Mickey for £10 or.
It was ice skating Mickey and Minnie when we were
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And then you had them another set, but that never went, reduced. They were.
No, yeah.
And
your premium plush.
always had the big mugs with the plush inside.
They
Yeah.
still do.
What else did we get? Art sets.
Oh, those cardboard things just all the time.
Because they were like stocking fillers.
I hate those. They were so.
There was always baby. There was always like a baby Christmas outfit.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, they did a few like pyjamas and slippers and things, but it was always slightly rubbish characters. No offense to if these are people's favourites, but it would always be like Eeyore or like
Tinkerbell.
Minnie or Tinkerbell.
Yeah, 'cause do you remember having to fold the dressing gowns?
Yes, I hated that with the little bit of ribbon that went around it. Yeah.
I still fold my towels the same way. That I was
Oh dear.
And sometimes when I fold them and they've not got the eyes on the.
Oh yeah, I remember
Oh,
trying to do
They
that.
have to
Oh
refold
god.
them.
Oh.
So,
But yeah, what else did we always get?
we once had, and I wish I'd bought them when I was there, not when they came back, because I always thought they were a bit better when I was there. It was the limited edition, winter edition of Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore. And the Eeyore always used to have like some kind of thick like jacket on,
Oh, yeah.
dark
Yeah.
coat or something. And the one we've got, although it's nice, I preferred the ones that when we were there.
See, now, when I first worked at the Disney store when I was 16, it was my first job, you could get the Winnie the Pooh characters in pastel colours. And at Christmas time, they were sparkly. They had like just
Yeah.
subtle sparkle to them. And I remember being put on the front table because I never got till trained. I was 16. They just wanted me to sell the offer of the week and fill the shelves. That was all. Because I only did like 2 days a week, you know. And I remember one Saturday I had to sell the purple. It was a purple colour. And there was Tigger, Eeyore, Pooh, and they were like glittery. No, the ones that are on now are Japan.
Oh, okay.
These are different. And they had them all the time back then. But at Christmas, like there was a colour, or like you could get them white as well.
I remember and I loved sorting them out for sale, so I don't know what that says about me. But you know the flannels that you put in water?
Oh, I loved those.
Yeah.
I still have some.
And they had Christmas themes on them.
Yeah.
And then I remember in the sale that all the old ones would go in, but in the back room they were just in a big tub, so I had to go through them. But not the first year, they were separate.
Oh, were they?
Yes. Yeah, someone made sure.
Good.
Someone made sure. Whoever's working in that back room wonders that first year.
Same with as well, again, when I was 16 and like up before that. So like, they're not a thing now. Because they're not even made the same. But the mini Beanie Babies were quite big in the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
And at Christmas time, they always did a Mickey set and a Winnie the Pooh set. And like, I've still got my Minnie and Mickey ice skating pair. And they're beanies. I've got Santa, Minnie and Mickey. And my sister had the Winnie the Pooh characters as angels.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah.
I do remember them as angels.
And it would be nice if they brought those sorts of things back, because I think, especially with adults being now, you know, happy to say that they like Disney. Beanies are a handy little thing that, you know, you could put them in a car, you know, you could have them on a windowsill.
They don't take
Or
up
just
space.
a nice little, like, just wanted a little Disney thing on a shelf next to whatever, their books, you know, because obviously bookshelves are becoming popular again.
Yeah.
Rather than big plush, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it'd be better, like, sustainably as well, you know? Let's go back down the small beanie series, you know? I mean, there's nothing really to collect at the minute.
Not that isn't made as a collection.
No,
so, like,
there's the corner cards and the pins and...
The Stitch,
But-
that eating snack thing. Well, they're crap. They really are crap.
His face looks weird.
Well, they look really cheap to me. Anyone who can hear meowing is just the cat in the background. Ignore it. We do.
I don't think there's been anything really worth collecting since they did the Tsum Tsums.
Oh, yeah.
I loved the little Tsum Tsums that they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I like the little tiny big feet.
Oh, the big feet ones are good.
Yeah.
You've got me a couple of those.
Yeah, and I got the Christmas ones.
Yeah, they're
And
good.
I bought a Mickey head wreath from Primark,
Oh, yeah.
and I stuck them to that. So, and added more baubles to it and stuff like that. But
I don't like the ones that are like food. They're like little cakes and cinnamon buns, and you can get them in all sorts of shops.
Yeah.
But
Munchies.
and they smell that. Yeah.
it feels like sometimes they do force products. Like,
Yeah.
this is the product that you want. And
here's
just
5 more
never-
just like it but different colours.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
I don't know, it just never seems to work. Because a few years ago they did the Mickey to celebrate, was it 95 years or whatever it was, and it was a different decade for every month of the year.
Yeah, it was his 90th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I thought that was a really smart collection.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because I think we've only got one. We've got the 90s one.
so I've got the 90s,
Yeah.
but I've also got the 2000s because it's grey. And
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
we had them on bookcase.
Okay.
With our names written in Disney writing, which is
Yeah.
what you got us, and we put them.
That's cute.
So put one each.
Yeah.
But again, like the pins were nice. The plush was nice. I can't remember what else they did in that collection. They did a mug. The mug went
The
out.
mug.
Mm-hmm.
And then what they've kind of done is been like, oh, well, that worked really well.
So we're going to milk it.
So we're going to milk it. And then suddenly you had like the...
Yeah, there was the attraction, so that was Minnie, and then they did it again with Mickey.
And then there was
And
the
then
writing
there was-
on Random Plush, where you got like Lumiere as
Oh,
a plush.
yeah.
It doesn't work regardless.
Yeah.
But it was kind of off colour as well. They were all a bit
Yeah.
I remember that set.
like pastel.
Mm.
And then it's been the Stitch.
Yeah.
Like, just stop making collections like that.
Yeah.
Because we never had anything like that. And yeah,
No, there was nothing like that when we were at the Disney store.
Had they started doing the expensive dolls? The
Yes.
really expensive ones?
Yeah,
when were
we
there?
spoke about that before, didn't we? The designer dolls,
Yes.
yeah. And the animator dolls came
I
in
do
when we
remember
were there.
those.
they don't
weird
do Christmas
baby
ones for
dolls.
them, do they?
No. Although, I saw an advert the other day that they are releasing the Belle, a limited edition
the
Belle,
Christmas
in her burgundy dress, you know, where she's singing
Yeah.
something there. Which looks
Cute.
amazing.
Yeah, she looks really good. So
Yeah.
a few years ago, they did a Rapunzel one.
Oh.
Exactly the same outfit, but in
Her
purple.
colour, yeah.
I got
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But I got the Rapunzel one for if we get a little one, and if that little
Yeah.
one's a little girl,
Okay.
because I wasn't buying it as a collector's.
That's your
thing.
excuse.
It was, but the Belle would have to,
Yeah.
because that would be a Christmas decoration.
Top
She
shelf.
would be- yeah, but
Yeah.
it's really good.
Mm.
But again, they did the plush when we were there. Those doll things. that look
The
like-
long ones.
I always thought they looked like wooden spoons. Yeah,
And it had just like limbs.
yeah, and they did a Belle with her outfit.
Yeah.
And they did, because I've got the Belle, Snow White, and Cinderella, and Rapunzel.
Yeah.
See, I liked the Jack Skeleton that was a bit like that shape, that long,
Yeah.
the just long sort of teddy doll shape.
Again, I've
He
got
was
that
good.
as Santa Claus.
Yeah. Sandy Claus.
Santa
Yeah.
Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that set getting bigger and bigger each year. Because when they first came in, it was just a hoodie with Jack,
Yeah.
and there was a mug and like the biscuit.
Yeah, I'm so glad you can get more stuff to do with that film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean they've definitely realised that they
Yeah.
can make money from that. It's like Hocus Pocus. They've only realised in the last like 2 years that they can make money from that film.
It's like, do you know what I loved as well? I know it's only because they made, like Disney Plus did the series of the Santa Claus, but I love that you can get the snow globe.
Snow globe.
Mm.
I like the mug as well.
And the mug,
but
yeah,
it's-
the hot chocolate mug, yeah.
And it's like it always frustrated me even when I was there, and it was the same with. You know,
But we did say when we spoke about this before, it was more kiddified when
Yeah.
we were there.
yeah,
When I first started, so in the 90s, it was half-half. There was half for adults and half for kids. And then late 2000s, mid to late 2000s, it went children. Because
Yeah.
grown-ups, they didn't have grown-ups into Disney. It's going back. Now I feel it's more for grown-ups than kids, and I really struggle to get my boys' stuff now on the Disney website.
you see, I think
And like
that's
some
because
of
it's
the
online.
hoodies and the jumpers that you can get for adults are fab, but I can't get them in kid size. Do both,
Yeah.
It can't just be one or the other. We
Yeah.
need both.
I think what they miss out on, although they have done it recently, and they didn't do it when we were there, but they have been doing it over the last few years, is pyjamas, Christmas pyjamas especially, but matching for the family.
Yeah.
So they're
That would
doing
be good,
all
yeah.
ages. They do male version,
Yeah.
female version.
Yeah, because we didn't have that
And
when
we never had.
we
any
didn't
of
have that.
And I would have loved that. I would
Yeah.
have liked, to be honest with you, a men's dressing gown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was only women's, wasn't it?
It was, think about, like you say, Eeyore, Minnie.
I feel like they did do some stuff with Grumpy on for men.
I was just a way to say.
They did Grumpy
Did
pyjamas.
we get a snood? Did they do a snood then? And was Grumpy not on the front?
No, they did.
Or was it just pyjamas?
We didn't get it. I don't think we got either. We got the slippers.
We did have pyjamas.
I think we did have pyjamas.
I
think so. But it was just
that
then.
After my
because
time,
again, that was just your stereotypical, like...
Yeah, men like this.
Yeah, it's like when you see Cookie Monster for men.
Yeah.
You know, or Homer Simpson, Grumpy is like there.
Yeah.
It is changing.
Yeah, and I think that they are getting the balance right now. They're exploiting Marvel and Star Wars.
Obviously we didn't have that when we were there.
No.
We had High School Musical.
Yes! Yeah.
Well, you guys might have.
Oh yeah, you weren't there. We had High School Musical.
Had Hannah Montana.
Camp Rock!
Yes.
Yeah.
Camp
I
Rock.
didn't have that.
And yeah, Hannah
Wizards
Montana
of
film.
Waverly Place.
I had Wizards of Waverly Place and Lemonade.
I am going to watch the remake of, have you seen Wizards is coming back?
Yeah, I
Disney
saw
Plus.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be watching that.
Yes.
I mean, the ornaments are the big thing for me.
They weren't like they are now when we worked there, though. I do not remember, like, really nice, like, sort of figurine characters on a ribbon when I worked there. I remember boxes of baubles, and I remember maybe one round bauble. I don't remember lots of shaped characters.
Because I got the Mickey, where he's dressed as Santa and he's holding the glittery present.
Yeah, I've got that.
And then there was, because we spoke about that, where we've got Tinkerbell with the garland. They did Lightning McQueen. I remember a Lightning McQueen.
I've got from my first year, my first Christmas, because I couldn't afford to buy anything else, which is so frustrating because, I don't know if you remember, Jess, but the year that we started, so 2008, was Nikki's 80th, and there were merch left over by Christmas, but they were so expensive. And the only thing I could treat myself to that Christmas was I got a Stitch, and he's tiny, and he's wearing a Santa hat, and he's got a present behind his back. And he's standing on snow, but he's only little. Now, I'm saying the only thing I could afford back then, he would have probably only been £4.50, £5 at the most.
Not now, you
That,
times that by like 8.
So, and he's on a ribbon. I think it's a white ribbon. And I got as well Minnie, and she's in a pink snow outfit, and she's got mistletoe in her hand. So those two, that was the only things I bought from that Christmas, ornament-wise, because I couldn't afford anything else, because that was my first job back in the UK.
That must be what it was. There must have been some things I just couldn't afford them, because
And they were Christmassy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, the ones
And then they went down the bauble road, where it was the packs of baubles and the princesses with the skirts.
Oh, yeah.
We have those.
I have Belle, but no one else.
I have Belle and Rapunzel, that's it.
See, we have those. We got them.
But yeah, so it was them. But again, they weren't Christmassy. They were just...
I was going to say that was the issue.
They were like ballerina. They've not even got shoes on.
Yeah.
Like, both mines have bare feet.
Mine might be a little bit different. Because I do have... They're a bit Christmassy.
It's just a glittery skirt, the
Yeah.
Belle. But I bought the... I can't remember which year it would have been, but they did teeny tiny stockings that you obviously put on a mantelpiece or something, and one had Marie from the Aristocats on it, and one had the Dalmatian. I think it must have been, it wasn't Patch, it might have been Lucky. And they were just literally this big with teeny tiny ribbons. And I remember being so excited, but they were really expensive at the time. And I was weighing up that or the Chip and Dale like door hanger that said Santa stop here. And I really couldn't choose between both of them. And then I ended up getting one. And then luckily there were some left by the next time I'd been paid. Because I seem to remember we got paid every 2 weeks or something. So pay was a bit tricky then as well, and I didn't have a lot of money either, and I just remember there being so much stuff I wanted but just couldn't afford it.
Yeah, some of the tree toppers that we got were amazing, but I just couldn't justify them at that time.
It's just too much. The money is just...
Yeah.
So there's 3 that I want that would cost £60.
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? Rob very kindly asked if there was anything I wanted from the Disney store, because obviously now the only Disney store we have is in London, isn't it? So he was in London. He said, I'm going to pop in, let me know if there's anything you want, and we'll do this thing where I'll look on the website and say, see if they've got this, and he'll get it for me if, you know. And I wanted the Christmas decoration of the new Scar that's got like the little mouse in his paw. And he said there weren't any Christmas decorations out, because this was a couple of months ago. And he asked one of the cast members, and he was like, oh yeah, I'll go see if we've got some in the back. And he went out, did have them, bought it, brilliant, happy days. Rob also gets blue light discount, because obviously he works at the hospital, so that's brilliant. Really happy with it. And then I saw the other day on the website they're already less than half price, so they're already in the sale. It's a Christmas decoration, and it's like Christmas time. How are they in the sale? That just seems crazy to me. But obviously when we're recording this, obviously it's early November, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a time a few years ago, obviously, when you could wait.
Yeah.
And they would go on like a 3 for 2.
Yeah.
But they don't do that.
I mean,
they don't do that now.
What annoys me is the quality's changed. So that Mickey that I mentioned from when we were there, that's heavy.
Yeah.
The Evil Queen from Snow White in front of a mirror, she is heavy as hell. Like, she's taken down that tree.
But they've had her before. So I've got her from, and they've brought her out this year again.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I got the one.
The hook is the same as well from last year or the year before.
I got my queen when we lived in the apartment.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's... And I got a Chip and Dale where they're both wearing tuxedos.
Oh!
That's cute.
So,
do you know what I regret not getting? And they've only ever had them the once. And I can't remember what year it was. I wasn't working there at the time, so it was after I'd left. And they had as a figurine ornament Chip with the beard as the Santa candle, and Dale putting him out with the... And I so regret not buying that one. At the time we're recording this, I've not yet got my Christmas stuff out, but it will be very soon.
Yeah.
And because obviously over time we've gotten things, you know, whether it be from when we worked there, or from online, or from when we went to the London one, or from Disney Florida, or Disneyland Paris, or Primark. But I love when I'm taking my things out and I'm unpacking it, and it's like, I remember when I bought it, or I remember who gave me it, or you know, like some of the stuff from when we worked there, you know, it's like, oh, I remember when we were selling these, you know, like some of the Christmas plush I've got, you know. And I'm very fortunate to still have things as well that my family brought back from America years ago when I was a kid, because you couldn't get that stuff here. We're so lucky now that not only can we get Disney Christmas stuff from Shop Disney, but because of how popular it is, so many other shops are doing their take on it.
So, what is the one thing that we would wish that we'd have bought when we was at Disney at Christmas? So it has to be from our time. What's the one thing that you wish we got?
I don't know if it's necessarily the one thing I wish I'd bought, but I was very jealous when a friend of mine had bought, I don't know if you remember it, but it was the little robot Wall-E that was like a remote control car. I don't know that it was specifically at Christmas time, but I just remember demoing it.
Yeah, I think it was, because that was the year we started.
Yeah.
Because it had come out earlier that year.
Yeah.
And also all the stuff was there for Christmas.
Yeah, because I bought quite a lot of Wall-E bits, because we did the teeny tiny little figures. Like I got an Eve, and I got the little like mop, the one that he cleaned all the floor and stuff like that. Mo, yeah. I also got the Wall-E plush, and it went in the sale. I got it for £2. It was so cheap. His head's a bit wobbly now, but I've still got him. But I regret not getting, because he kind of folded up a bit like a transformer, and he went into his little cube, and then he'd come out and he'd drive around and he'd make his little noises. And I remember just having the best time demoing him just for everyone else to see. And I really wish I'd bought one.
That's a good one, yeah, because my boys are now into Wally and you can't really get anything. There's the beanie, which I saw online the other day, but
I have the beanie, it's quite big.
yeah,
So-
it's just they've got enough soft toys.
Yeah.
And the robot, like Jess says, that would be ideal, you know, because of the age that they're at, because they're, you know, 7 and 9.
Anything you wish you...
Oh, there were so many. Honestly, there was always something I wish I had the money to buy. I mean, like, some of the baby stuff, you know, that we got when we were there was fab. And by the time I had kids, they didn't have nice baby stuff in the Disney store. I don't know what happened. I mean, now, my God, Primark, their baby stuff is amazing. God, I'm trying to think. Did you have something? Oh, okay. You say yours first, because I honestly, I can't think.
Oh, I thought mine was quite a nice thing to end on.
Oh, right, okay, let me just think then. Trying to think of all the years and the things that we had.
Have you thought of something yet?
I have got, do you know what? Something has just popped into my head. But it's not that I regret not buying it. And there's loads of things, like I think back and I think, God, I wish I could get that stuff now. And it's solely because I have kids now.
Yeah.
And like one of the first things that comes to my head is like the Toy Story toys that we got when Toy Story 3 came out. Because I don't think the range was anywhere near as good when the 4th one came out.
No, although have you seen that new Buzz Lightyear robot?
I know. 500 quid though.
Yeah, I know, but if you all chip in.
Oh no. But it's like the Hawaiian sets that we got, you know, of Woody and Jess.
Yeah.
You know, they were fab.
Yeah.
And the Barbie and the Ken.
Yeah.
You know, like we got really good Toy Story toys for number 3. But it's because obviously they thought that was the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mentioned this in the last, and it's only because I know we will eventually do a Disney cruise. We are going to, some way, somehow, we are going to get on one of them ships.
Oh, that would be nice. When are we going? The 3 of us.
Right, yeah.
And
Don't mind hiding the
wish
lifeboats, right, do you?
I bought that Sailor Mickey plush that came in.
Oh,
That came in just before me and Jess left. We got that random range, and he's in his captain's outfit, and he had a tiny Duffy in his arm.
Yeah.
And like he was expensive at the time. He was £20, and that's why I didn't buy it. Because, I mean, now, God,
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's
all
cheap
over
for a plush now.
Yeah.
I think they're like 30 now for a medium plush if they're not on offer. And he was quite a big size. He wasn't like, but yeah, because I think we got a random T-shirt. And then, the Mickey and then there was the book and the Duffy Bear and his outfits. But it was just this random little, remember, at the corner in the front of the shop.
And no one really got what Duffy was when we were there. Because I got the Duffy Bear and I did get his little sailor outfit. I didn't get Mickey, I got the bear. And I remember just thinking it was adorable. And it kind of rivaled Build-A-Bear in a way.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if that was kind of the point. But
anyone who doesn't know, I actually left the Disney store to go over to
The dark side.
to
Build-A-Bear workshop.
Which was literally opposite the Disney
Yeah.
store.
Yeah, no,
we were.
I could see the Disney store. I used to stand at the window every night and cry as I rubbed the window. Singing Disney songs like somewhere out there.
But it's the fact that at that time, I mean, God, when was that? 2013 was when we left.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the cruise line had been going since 98, but yeah, I didn't know anybody that had been on a Disney cruise ship.
No.
And we randomly got this stuff in, and it was like, oh okay. So what was the thing you regretted not buying?
So, and this is gonna end it, I guess, but
Yeah.
I regret not getting the dated Mickey and Minnie plush because they summed up my whole Christmas because they were in that big netting in the back. That was forever throwing sackfuls of these damn things in.
Yeah.
They were everywhere, and they kind of summed up my first year. And I remember, as I say, ice skating. I remember Minnie completely. She had like a pink tulle skirt, and she had like the pink jacket. And I just wish I'd got one because I've been collecting them since.
Yeah, but you just don't have that set.
I don't have the 2012. So if there are any people out there
Vintage
who love me,
you never know.
you never know. But,
Well, it'd be 2010, wouldn't it? 2010.
yeah, sorry, 2010.
Yeah.
So I don't remember them exactly then, do I? No, I have a 20. I have all the ones since I left. I have all of them. I don't have the 2 that I was there.
Okay.
And the 2011 one I don't remember at all, but the 2010. I wish I'd got it because I'd had so much fun, and you know, just to take this a little bit down a dark avenue. I was going through a really rough patch in my life when I started at Disney, and I'm going to make it sound like it was a bigger thing, but working there, kind of, things could have gone very wrong for me, and being able to work there, and because I did so many hours, because I had that stock room, and because of the people who were there, and just the type of place it was, stopped me from going any further into a dark place.
Yeah, well, I mean, it saved me as well when I, in the sense of, you know, I had just returned to the UK, and I couldn't believe that of all the places I'd applied for a job, that the Disney was the one that got back to me, and that was how I ended up, and that it was my first job as well when I was 16, and it was like a reassurance that the decision that I'd made to come to the UK to be with Ben was the right decision, and getting that job was like the last thing I needed to you know, because you do sometimes, you know, when you're in your 20, you're not sure if you're doing the right thing or if it's going to work out, and that was and I knew once I'd got that job, I was like, oh yeah, I was right, I have made the right decision.
Because I was going through a court case with my old job, which I won. I was in the right. I was 20 years old, and I didn't have the support network around me, but I did at the Disney store. That's why, for me, that I wish I'd got, because I think that just sums up the whole thing. That's why the only one of my Disney ornaments to be wrapped in extensively, shall we say, is that Mickey with the present.
Yeah, mine's is.
Because it's part of that time. I've kept all the badges that we got. The Princess Week, the Year of the Princess.
I've got all
all
of
that.
The button badges.
Yeah. And that's why I kept the shirts, I kept everything. Because even though I'd moved over to Build-A-Bear, I shouldn't have moved from Disney to Build-A-Bear, but at the same time I needed to.
Yeah.
But if money wasn't a thing, and growing up wasn't a thing, and whatnot, I should have stayed.
I think if I hadn't moved up in management, I would have still been there until it closed. Whether I would have gone back as when it went a pop-up store, I don't know, but I think I definitely...
to be a Christmas temp.
I know, I remember that.
Yeah. I got an interview and everything. I got things.
Because I remember going in, when I was when I'd had Jacob, and I went in with Ben, one of the managers was still there, and it was Ben that said, because I was on maternity leave, so I technically couldn't get an extra job, but Ben thought, could she maybe be a Christmas temp again? But it was very, she could bring her CV in, and but there was no guarantee of hours, and I'd have to do different, I couldn't do the same shift so it was very like, no, it's not. And Ben was like, okay, never mind, and he was like, it's a good job you did leave.
Yeah, I think the loyalty was very much one-sided in the
it didn't matter that you'd been there before.
No. I was quite lucky with mine, because I'd seen the area manager
you did
outside, and it was her that told me to go back.
Yeah, I don't really have a big reason like you guys do for sort of, you know, Jamie, you saying that you knew that it was the right choice for coming back to the UK, and Stephen for sort of saving your life in a respect. I don't have any of that because I applied for the job on a whim. And I was walking around with my partner trying to find him a job because he desperately needed a job because he'd just finished uni, and we saw that the Disney store was offering part-time work, and I just went for it and thought, yeah, why not, I'll do one. But I think for me it really sort of built my confidence, and I made some really good friends there. I'm still friends with both of you, and it was really special. Yeah, no, it was really magical, and I'm glad that I met you both working there.
Aww.
Look at this, getting deep and emotional.
Okay, Jess, you can come back on the podcast.
No, podcast? I'm waiting for that cruise.
Well, do you know what? Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
And
to you.
to 2025.
Yes, I know. Cheers.
Cheers. And a Happy New Year.
TTFN.
Bye.
Well, Jess was going to say bye, but she's gone out. She took the cheers quite literally. She was like, oh, we're taking drinks, are we? And then she just spat it out.
Okay. Au revoir.
Ruined it.